I have told many stories. I have seen so many great things. But there is but only one adventure in which I truly became a hero.
Oh no! There's an iceberg! It won't move! The wind's too strong! I'm gonna hit it! No! I somehow survived the storm, but then I found myself stranded on a tropical island. Surrounded by tropical friends and tropical enemies, it wasn't going to be an easy task. Surrounded by flesh-eating plantation, tribal warriors and airborne hostility, there was nowhere I was going to feel safe on this tropical island. While stranded on the island, I set myself 3 goals. My first goal is to set up base and construct a giant ship with storage to explore these tropical lands. Second goal, craft the grappling hook and get my hands on some top-tier loot to take on the tribal leader. If I am successful, I will be able to free the island's people. And so there it is. I'm going to attempt to survive 100 days on a tropical island in hardcore Minecraft. Can I achieve my 3 goals? My name's the Coffee Fuel Genius. Let's find out. Day 1. We start our journey not too far from the giant tropical island. Let's get to work.
Eesh, it's absolutely boiling out here. The ocean looks amazing. A tree. Great. And get some wood.
And so I did just that. In the blazing heat, I punched the tree until I'd collected all of its wood. I then took a look around at the surroundings, then made my way to the center of the island to make a crafting table, so I could craft all of the basic tools I would need. I then heard a strange sound erupting from behind me, and it was a small axolotl asking me for help. His island had been taken over by tribal warriors, so I promised I would do it. I constructed a boat and headed out to seas. It's time to find the island.
Oh no! A tiger shark! It was on my tail! This could destroy my boat in seconds! He was getting closer. He knocked me off! Oh no! I read that if you boot them on the nose, they'll swim away! But he was doing serious amounts of damage! It wasn't working! I'd have to swim away! Oh, I made it to the boat. I paddled away as quick as possible to get away from the tiger shark. Oh, I think I was clear. Whew, that was a close one. After escaping the shark, I knew I was close. The axolotls were bouncing in excitement, and what I found next was mesmerizing.
Whoa, what is this place?
Yo, this is incredible! We finally made it. This place was beautiful. I approached the shore and was met with a gathering of axolotls and their leader.
You there, boy. We Axo crew used to rule these lands. Now the enemy tribe have taken over. Will you help us?
My mission was clear: defeat the enemy tribe and help the axolotls claim back their land. It was time to get resource collecting. I grabbed wood, cocoa beans, and made myself a sword so I could head out and grab some food. But it wasn't an easy task. Flesh-eating plantation were vicious, and they could take my life at any second. I managed to get my hands on one more sheep, but the sun was setting, so I headed back. There was no escaping the island. The sharks were back. But then we were ambushed by a bunch of tribe members. Uh-oh, I sprinted away as fast as possible, but they were chasing after me. They even started firing poison darts. Whew, I can't believe I dodged it. There was no way out. I had to head down. Oh no, he hit me. It could all end here. Okay, I've blocked the entrance. I can hear them. It was time to set up a small base underground and cook up the food. This tropical island is extremely dangerous. I headed deep underground to grab myself some ores. I crafted a torch so I could finally see what I was doing and then carried on. It was time to make some serious progress. I headed even deeper and grabbed myself an assortment of ores, coal and iron. Just what I need. I finally crafted a stone pickaxe as well. After I was finished mining, I grabbed the furnace and headed up. Safety. I then spoke with the Axo tribe leader, and just before he could tell me where the enemy tribe leader would be, I was ambushed! Once again, I was being chased down by the enemy. I ran deep into the jungle, winding in and out of the trees to create some distance. This guy is fast. With nowhere left to turn, we had no choice but to face each other. Oh, we both hit each other. I had to sprint away. Oh, the flesh-eating plants. Oh god, this could be it. Wait. Oh, the plant got him.
Yes! It was time to get out of here. I began sprinting home as fast as possible, but then I quickly got lost in the jungle, surrounded by palm trees, no idea where to go. I had to think strategically, but then the flesh-eating plantation was too much for me. They took too much damage. I had to be careful. Another one! I gotta get out of here. Oh no! Oh. After escaping the jungle, I found a cave. I guess I'd have to explore this later. In the meantime, I needed food and I needed it fast, so I killed a bunch of sheep, made myself a furnace, and got cooking. Whew, those plants are deadly. Sure, I'm glad to get some food. Oh, more sharks, just what I need. I finally made it home, planted down my furnace, took a look at the beautiful view, then I made a bed, took a look at the dangerous mobs, and got a good night's rest. No time to mess around. The next morning, I made myself a stone spear, headed into the tropical ocean to grab myself some food. Look how big this spear is. I can finally take out these horrible plants. Yeah. Take that. I then headed into the ocean and started killing fish. It was the only reliable food source I had on this tropical island, but then I was attacked by piranhas. It was havoc. There really is no place that's safe on this island. I tried to escape, but then ended up blinded by a jellyfish. I couldn't see a thing, and then finally when my vision came to, I saw the shore. I tried to get there as fast as possible. Half a heart! Oh, that was a close one. Thankfully, I have enough food to keep me going. Now it was time to smelt up my ores and start resource collection. I wanted to finally set up camp on this tropical island, so I headed out grabbing stone, wood, and sand. I then watched the sun go down, and yep, you guessed it, got to work building. Considering the limitations of the island, I was really happy with the final result. I then did a bit of underwater building to make it look a little bit more realistic, and then finished off adding a couple of campfires. Pretty good job if you ask me. I then started working on the interior, adding all the things I would need, and then planted a little chest, because this is where I could do a bunch of fishing. I then planned out the area in which I would build my giant ship, but I was nowhere near ready for that just yet. I would need a lot more resources, and I wanted to craft a bunch more weapons before I'm comfortable setting sail. Solid progress. I spent the night prepping for a gear hunt. Yes, I made an iron pickaxe, a chest plate, and a bunch of weapons so I could go out and finally get those resources. Let's head out. I would need a bunch of string to make the sails for my ship, so I killed a bunch of spiders. I then ran into a group of slimes, and I need plenty of slime to make the boat, so I got to work slaughtering these guys. You know, I've never really thought about it, but slimes are kind of cute. I wonder if these guys like coffee. I should go and make some coffee and bring it back to them. Yeah, good idea. Things turned south pretty quickly. I stumbled across a group of tribal members. Oh no! They spotted me! This was way too many to handle. Their poison darts and their speed, it was just too much for me to take on. I ran and ran down the hill, but they were getting closer and closer. Oh no! Oh, I fell. It could all end here. This hill was extremely steep, and with every fall, I lost hearts. Oh. I felt a little safer knowing that I lost the tribal crew. It was now time to continue exploring. I then discovered something incredible. A giant volcano. This thing was colossal. It was definitely the home of the tribal leader. I wasn't ready to fight him just yet, so I headed deep into the giant cave and started mining up ores. You know how much I love ore collection on this channel, so I got to work and finally found some diamonds. Yes, I mined up as much diamond as I could. I was feeling ecstatic. I needed these resources to craft the grappling hook so I could scale the volcano and fight the tribal leader. I guess my time here was done. It was now time to head home. I was feeling extremely vulnerable. The weather conditions were horrific, and there was enemies everywhere I turned. I had to think very strategically about my next moves. I was in the heart of the tropical island, and I was finding food and wool, just the things I need. I ran home as fast as possible. I didn't want to lose the wonderful loot that I had. Oh, we did it. The next day was beautiful, and I finally crafted a full set of diamond armor. Just what I needed. Look at this. After an extremely busy few days, I finally grabbed some sleep and then got to work making progress on my giant ship. I finally made a sail. This was huge progress. I put it all in the chest.
Hey up, mate. The tribe's come back. I'll warn the others.
My little axolotl friend was right.
An invasion. The tribe had hunted where I lived. It was time to face them. There was a lot, but I had no choice but to battle. I tried to create some space between myself and the tribal warriors, but their poison darts were just too much. I didn't know what to do. I was using my diamond spear to keep them at bay, but there was like 10, 15 of these guys. There was just so many. I would do everything in my power to stay alive. I wasn't losing this world now. The warriors' bone clubs were brutal in their damage. I had to sprint away. The diamond spear wasn't enough to take on these guys, so I switched to my dagger. I swiped and slashed at these guys, causing some serious damage, but it all got too much. I could lose my life. Their brutality forced me into shelter to recalculate my next tactics. I ate up some food, headed out, and started taking on the warriors. 1, 2, 3. I finally slaughtered the group and defended my home, and in the process, managed to get my hands on their masks. This way I could disguise myself and head into the tribal leader's lair undercover. It was a close call, but with genius tactics, I managed to defend my home and fight off the ambush. The next day, I decided to build the docks for my giant ship. I just want to take the time to thank each and every single one of you watching my videos. Without you, I'd be alone on these adventures. With the construction of the docks finished, I finally crafted my ship. With plenty of storage, it was finally time to explore the seas surrounding this tropical island. Let's go! But before we leave, I made myself a diamond fishing rod and checked out the storage. I was so excited to finally explore the world. I got comfortable, opened up the sails, and enjoyed the fresh air. It was absolutely incredible. Whilst on my voyage, I came across a small structure, so I opened the sails slightly and headed over. But it was dangerous! This must be the work of the tribal leader. They were under some sort of hypnotic trance. They were attacking me. I took them out. The dogs in here seemed to be okay, but I would need to clear the area first before I could check on them. I spent all night taking on these hypnotized foes. No time to explore the caves. I waited until morning and broke through the small structure. It was Rex! He's a little scruffy, but I got you, buddy. I saved Rex's life. When my ship crashed, I never thought I'd see him again. I headed back to my boat. I headed out and got to work fishing. It was nice to enjoy the beautiful crisp air. Every adventurer deserves a little bit of time off. But not for long. While the sun was setting, I noticed a shipwreck beneath the water's surface, and all of its crew members were zombified. They must be guarding something crucial. I swam close to the shipwreck and had a look inside. A Neptunium shipment! No wonder these guys were trying to stop me from getting there. I finally made it home, headed in and used the Neptunium to craft full Neptunian armor. Look at this! This gives me night vision and swiftness in the water. I felt unstoppable. And then this goose had something to say. Oh, okay. I then realized that I would need redstone if I was to construct the grappling hook, but before I go ahead and get that, I wanted to make an extension to my base. I added the last finishing touches to a small tower. Now, it wasn't the coolest thing you've ever seen, but it was to allow me to look over my area, just in case I get ambushed by the tribe again. Also, the view was kinda neat. Time to go cave exploring. I grabbed my Neptunium weaponry and headed in. If you're a fan of the channel, you know how much I really love ore collection. I do love to go mining in these caves. Also, they're really beautiful and great to look at, so... But then I let my guard down. I was set ablaze. I was on fire. I had to find a water source quickly. I ran as fast as possible. Oh, that was so close, but it wasn't over. Creepers left, right, and center. Almost lost my life. Once I got my bearings, I finally came across some redstone. Just what I needed. I collected it and then started making my way home. But then something crazy happened. Look at this. This colossal creature was incredible. It tossed and turned through the air. Its giant wings echoed throughout the caves with every swoosh. It dealt some extreme damage and then prepared to fire a giant poison blast towards me. This could be it. I could lose my life. I had to run away as fast as possible, but it was following me. I was encased in the creature's acidic throat gunk. I was losing health very quickly. 1 heart,
I'm gonna lose my life! Oh no! I ran away and managed to lose its tail. I guess I'd have to come back and fight this beast and not waste any time. I started sprinting home as fast as possible. I wanted to come back and slay this creature. I trudged through sand, made it home, and finally crafted the grappling hook. This was a huge and crucial moment. I then crafted the Neptunium bow. It was time to find and slay the monster. I took a look at my base and then headed back into the caves. There was no way I could face the tribal leader knowing this beast would still be alive, so I faced him head on. Its screams were piercing and echoed throughout the cave. I used the water to get some height. I began firing my bow shots, dealing small damage. I then used a grappling hook to scale the ceiling of the cave. Feeling more versatile and more tactical than ever before, I carried on firing my bow shots. This giant bird was intelligent. It was maintaining its distance. Its piercing eyes and blade-like teeth were incredibly intimidating. I decided to head down using a water bucket. Yes, MLG clutch. Now it's time to face this beast. I fired my bow shots over and over. Incredible. Its thick scales deflected the arrow shot. I had to carry on. I had no choice. I headed for the water to try and get height again. It span at me, tossing and turning. But then using the water, I managed to fire the bow shots, pushing it back into the lava. I had slayed this beast once and for all. We did it. I headed home once again and then improved my grappling hook. It was now time to head out and face the tribal leader. It was going to be a long journey, so I told Rex to stay put. It was too dangerous for him. Over mountains and into jungles, I finally stumbled across the volcano. I was nervous. I could see a soul lantern. He was definitely in there. I used my grappling hook to scale the rim of the cave. I had no choice but to be strategic. One wrong move, and I could fall and lose everything. I finally made it to the bottom and then made it towards the volcano and began scaling my way up. I was nervous for what was to come. I was worried that my tribal mask wouldn't be enough of a disguise to keep the tribal leader from knowing who I am. It was time to head in. Look at this place. Not as many tribal warriors as I thought. I guess I'd been doing a good job. It worked. He really had no idea that I was right in front of him. This was my moment. I had to strike. This was it. This was my moment to free the axolotls and allow them to reclaim their island. The battle commenced. I began circling around, taking out the other tribe members and getting some height using my grappling hook. I did a little bit of damage, but he was using the sun to burn me. He was incredibly powerful and I had to act quickly. I couldn't stay in the same spot for more than a second or I'd be burned alive. Not many hearts left. I had to pick my bow shots crucially and dodge the tribal warriors. An opening. I fired my bow shots, but then he channeled the sun's energy and started firing at me. This guy was incredible, but then his minions started healing him up. I quickly changed my mask, granting me health boost, and then headed back in to fight the tribal leader once more. He was spawning more tribal warriors, and then channeled the sun once again. This was going to be impossible. I had no choice but to fight the warriors that were healing him up. That way, it would leave him vulnerable. After taking out these conjurers of health, I headed back in to finally destroy the tribal leader. I did it! Wow. He dropped his mask. I picked it up to see what it would do, and it turns out I can deploy my own tribal army. These guys would help me. Look at this, he was healing me up. This would be incredible for 200 days. Look at this, I felt insane. With the leader eliminated once and for all, I headed back home to tell the leader of the Axo tribe the great news. He was just as thrilled as I was and thanked me for my hard work over the 100 days. Wow, what a journey we've been on. I can't believe I have my own tribal army. Wow, we achieved my 3 goals and freed the island.
My name's the Coffee Fuel Genius. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Peace.